not forgotten, but best gone. Mehmed II, who was one of the world's greatest tyrants, murdered people for sheer enjoyment and rarely acted without selfish reasons. He had no value of goodness and a horrifyingly vile character. Without moral integrity, Mehmed was out to conquer no matter the cost. He caused Constantinople's fall so he could gain the Byzantine Empire and some bragging rights. Sadly, Mehmed's administrative actions were equally base, as they often led to deaths. On March 30th, 1432, one of the most horrible people in the entire history of the earth was born. Mehmed II grew up well-educated and interested in the arts, although he lacked any moral values. An example of his poor character can be seen from this true and grotesque story. Mehmed II strolled through his garden, very perplexed. His cucumber was gone. Months earlier, he had planted a special cucumber, whose growth he had lovingly followed. Now it was missing. Mehmed assembled his gardeners and asked which one of them had eaten his cucumbers. When none of them answered, he drew his sword and sliced open the belly of one gardener. Fortuitously for the others, the cucumber remains were found inside. Mehmed II was truly a despicable person. When Mehmed became Sultan of the Ottoman Empire, his life goal was to conquer Constantinople. In the year 1453, he instigated the bloody 54-day siege of this city because he desired to obliterate the last of the Romans and end the Byzantine Empire. Anticipating an upcoming clash with the Ottomans, the citizens of Constantinople craftily laid a chain across the harbor to prevent an invasion by sea. However, Mehmed II was even craftier. Deftly, he built a fleet of ships which were maneuvered over land via tracks and lowered into the icy waters of the Golden Horn on the other side of the chain. On May 29, 1453, Mehmed's army forced its way into the city. Ruthlessly, they slaughtered all but a few who were carried away as slaves. Thus ended the Byzantine Empire. Although Mehmed II was successful in many battles, he was also a very cautious ruler. As his empire expanded, it became necessary to take precautions against assassination. To avoid being poisoned, he even dined alone. The Signoria of Venice made 12 unsuccessful attempts to murder Mehmed. This was probably due to the fact that he was an incredibly evil dictator, perhaps even more insidious than Adolf Hitler or Saddam Hussein. Babinger describes the Ottoman Sultan as a second Nero. This could be a very accurate description, as it is recorded that Mehmed was responsible for 873,000 deaths. Despite all his attempts to thwart plots against his life, his son, Bayezid, who was a perfect resemblance of his father, poisoned him. Mehmed died May 3, 1481. Mehmed II upheld no moral values, his character as weak as a dried twig. On Mehmed's command, Constantinople was voraciously toppled. His leadership had many faults. According to historians, the most significant event in his lifetime was the confrontation of the Ottomans and the Byzantines. When the city of Constantinople was sieged, everyone knew the stakes would be high. The loser would be steak on the barbecue, and the victor would emerge the most prestigious nation in the Middle East. Thankfully, Mehmed II is currently dead.